Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Frank Noppenberger, your host, and today is Championship Day. We are recognizing our championship teams, and with me today is the head coach of the boys and girls bowling team, Mr. Elias. We got Danny Holleran, the last year's state champion and a member of the Group 4 state champion Central Jersey Bowling, and Morgan Brown, who's the #1 girls bowler in New Jersey. Coach, we're going to start with you, and for our audience, Coach, tell us how long you've been coaching and how you got involved in coaching bowling.
I think this is my 13th year coaching the boys, might be the 14th and the 13th year with the girls. I bowled since I was a young kid. Second grade, I was bowling in our bowling boys club in town. Bowled there from second grade up to 8th grade. We didn't have high school bowling at the time, so there were no opportunities like the two bowlers to my right. I bowled in leagues all throughout my adult life, and once I started having kids, my bowling career as a participator ended, and now I've been a coach, as I said, for the last 13 or 14 years.
Now, Coach, when you got hired, we were pretty good in bowling. We had a lot of peaks and valleys for boys and girls. However, in the last 5 years, 3 Central Jersey sectional champions for the boys. I'm not sure, except for gymnastics, as anyone else has done that. You've taken this to the next level. What do you think the secret of the success of the boys and the girls bowling team is under your direction?
Well, let me go back. First, when I took over from Mr. Hagedis, they had an unbelievable amount of talent and success, and they had several years where they were phenomenal, including state champion teams. So, you know, we've worked hard over the years. We've had a lot of kids who've had siblings who've been part of our team. And in the last couple of years, you know, Danny's been part of 3 straight Group 4 sectional championships, which has been phenomenal. I think success breeds success in any sport. At East Brunswick, we're lucky enough to have a lot of great athletes, and the kids have role models to look up to. I know for Danny, whether it was looking up to kids like Danny Spieshak, for Danny Spieshak, looking up to kids like Greg Churchy, you know, the Matt Hages, the Rob Hages, it's, you know, each year they have people to look up to. In Morgan's case, again, Morgan has been bowling with us since she was a 9th grader. She had some older bowlers, Amy Brem and other kids to look up to, and now she's in that spot where the younger kids look up to her.
All right, good. So role models. Dan, do you have a role model, Dan, a bowler, recent?
I wouldn't say a role model, but sort of a role model to myself, where I have to set like my own expectations, because like looking up to someone in bowling is hard because there's not a lot out there. I mean, it's competitive within a county and a state, but outside of that, there's not really much there. So I kind of look to myself for like expectations and how I can make myself better.
But there's got to be someone you want to be like, being an athlete and or a bowler. No one?
I guess
think about it. Maybe we'll get back to you then. How's that?
All right.
Dan, what do you think the highlight of your career was, first as an individual and then as a team?
As an individual, it'd have to be the state title in my junior year of last year. There's really nothing in high school bowling better than that.
And just to be clear, so you were the best bowler in the state last year as a junior, #1.
Yes.
I happened to be there, and the girl next to you, she ended up #2. But so, go ahead.
Yeah, that's definitely my highest individual accomplishment, because no one really like knows the hard work and dedication it takes to win that. I mean, it's out of a lot of bowlers within the state. There's a lot of competition, and you know, it takes a lot of mental toughness.
Morgan, how about you? What do you think? How about team, Dan? We never got to the team.
The team would be winning the GMC conference, the Red Division, and the state sectional all in 1 year, and which we were the first team to do so. Dan,
if you had to pick one, you could either be the state champ, not team, but I mean not in the team, the state, the division, or the sectional, or the Joe Romer. What would you take and why?
I would probably take the GMC, the conference.
Because of the backyard atmosphere?
Yeah, because it's all within your conference, it's your rivals. And I think being Sayreville really as a team gave us a confidence, especially in the sectionals.
Right. Okay, Morgan, how about you? Now, everyone's read about you. You were a state champ this year in bowling. Last year, you were the #2 as a junior. What was the highlight of your individual career and then as a team?
The highlight of my individual career was winning states this year. because it was really hard. I had to bowl 10 games. I had to work my way up the step ladder to make it to the final match.
Give us a quickie on that, or coach, on how that step ladder works for the audience out there.
You can do it.
I mean, step ladder, Morgan, she bowled 3 games, and the top 40% went on. So she qualified, and she bowled 3 more games. After the conclusion of her 6 games, she was in 4th place. The top 5 girls got to advance. In the 4th position, it's hard. Morgan had to bowl first the 5th bowler, and she won. She bowled then the 3rd, the 2nd, and then on to the championship. So she bowled 4 matches against 4 of the best girls in the state. The final match against Alexa from Keyport, she was the #1 seed. And Morgan started off strong, and she finished with 8 strikes in a row to finish with a 267 to win the group, to win the individual championship. So it was phenomenal.
Now, Morgan, so that was the individual. How about the team? You have a special team highlight?
Yeah, I was winning the red division this year for the first time since 1998. It was just really great because when we first started out, we have a lot of new bowlers, very inexperienced. And then throughout the season, through team practices on our own time and bowling as a team, we were able to improve our team average to the mid-800s a game, and then we were able to win the red division.
Well, I will say this publicly. You were the captain this year, as Danny was, and you were a great leader. I thought you were a great role model for the young bowlers. Okay, this is a tough question. What went through your mind? You bowled a 300 game, correct, this year?
Twice during practice, but not during competition.
On that last ball, tell me what's going through your mind as you're lining up there.
We just want to make a good shot. Anything can happen.
Do you think about that if I don't get a strike, I'm losing my 300, or do you just concentrate like it was the first ball or the 3rd frame or the 5th frame?
Well, yeah, it's definitely, you think in the back of your mind, like, oh my gosh, I get 300. Not too many people get one, but you just, my feet, can't really feel my feet while I'm walking. My hands get cold, but you just think you want to make the best shot that you can, so then you have the best possible.
Now, Dan, last year, I'm not sure if yours went down to the last frame, but it was close, right?
Yeah.
So your last ball, that last year when you're state champ, what were you thinking of?
It was very nerve-wracking, especially for my dad. Couldn't watch, but you kind of try and focus on what you have to do, like the task at hand, not really focus on the crowd, what their noises are, or what your opponent's doing. You just got to focus on, because there's no defense in bowling, so it's all on yourself. So.
And you can shut all that noise out?
I try.
You try.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I try and stay under composure, not try to show too much emotion, and do what I have to do.
Coach, when they're on a roll and they're bowling, do you remind them about things? Do you stay away?
When they're on a roll, I'd stay away. They're just, they're in the zone. The boys, the girls, they're in a zone. We have some of the most unbelievable bowlers, both here and in the conference. And when they're hot, you just stay away. I mean, Danny gets in a roll, he gets in a groove. He's phenomenal. Morgan the same way. They're just 2 of the best bowlers around. And again, Danny not only won the whole thing last year, he was a player of the year for the entire state of New Jersey. For Morgan, Star Ledger will announce in a couple of weeks, and I would be shocked if she's not the player of the year for the state.
Right.
But these kids are good.
There's a lot of kids out there who are saying, man, I want to be a bowler. I want to be like Morgan. I want to be like Danny.
We need them.
Tell them what they should do.
All right. Those kids who are out there who want to bowl, whether they're in 4th grade, 5th grade, 9th grade. Morgan started at an earlier age. I think Danny had told me he started really in about 8th or 9th grade, although he bowled a little earlier. Join a league. Go over to the bowling alley, whether it's Carolee or another facility. Get involved with a league. Take a lesson. But I think a lot of kids out there, especially in East Brunswick, think, oh my goodness, you guys are so good, I could never compete. And that's so far from the truth. We have so many kids.
Because you play a lot.
Yeah, we do. But like as Morgan said, we have girls who are in the varsity this year who averaged 90 last year.
Right.
And they've improved a lot, and they're averaging 130, 140. So we need boys. We need girls. Go out there and get involved, because bowling is something you can do the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And at this point, it's scratch. It's all about your score, but you could bowl the rest of your lives with handicaps, and it's great.
Okay, in September, it's going to be here before you know it. You're both graduating. Morgan, tell us where you're going to be and tell us what you're doing.
I was recruited by Fairleigh Dickinson University, who just won the NCAA National Championship last year. So I'll be there on the bowling team.
And on a scholarship.
Yep.
You have any idea to think what you'd like to major in? Don't say bowling now. Don't say bowling.
No, I'm going to be majoring in biology and
Great.
possibly double majoring in math with a pharmaceutical biostatistics concentration.
Did Coach Elias, that famous math teacher, tell you to get involved in math?
Well, no. I want to be a vet, and they don't offer a statistics major, so that's a math major, and pharmaceutical biostatistics
Good for
I think will
you.
really help me.
Big Dan, what about next September? Where are we going to be?
Next fall, I'll be attending Rutgers. Still be close to home, so there's not really much boys bowling competition college-wise, so I plan to stay home and do leagues.
Do they have a club there, like they have club volleyball at the New Brunswick campus?
I know they did. I don't think they have it anymore. If they do, I would definitely look into that. But if they didn't, I would stay home and participate in leagues.
I think
sure.
maybe you should start that up.
Yes.
You know, go see that new athletic director and tell him you got an idea that you would like to start a bowling club. Real quick, because we're running out of time. Any advice for young people there who want to get involved in bowling?
Absolutely. You have to get out there. You got to try new things. You have to be willing to learn, especially because making adjustments, mental toughness, and like the competition's very tough, especially in New Jersey where we have the best bowlers in the state. You have to be willing to learn and be willing to
Morgan?
take some advice.
Thanks. Any advice for those young people that are thinking?
Get coaching. That's the major thing.
Where would they get that?
Well, you can talk to Debbie Stein. She's a USBC certified
So they
silver
would go to
level coach.
Carolier.
You can go online to bowl.com, go to find a coach, and then you can type in your state, and then they'll list every single coach that's certified under USBC. There's also a gold level coach here in New Jersey at Rockaway Lanes, Ken Yokobowski. I work with him. He's really great. He's worked with Team USA.
All right, good. So there's a lot of opportunities out there.
And then he also owns a pro shop, so you get your own ball. Fit. That's probably one of the most important things.
Well, Coach, I can't congratulate you enough.
Thank you.
I enjoy going to the bowling alley and watch our teams play. They demonstrate a lot of sportsmanship, and I know you guys develop a great camaraderie, and that's all a result of you. So I congratulate you on your Coaches of the Year award for the division, boys and girls. To Morgan and Danny, I congratulate you guys on a great career. I enjoyed watching you for the last 4 years. I wish you the best, and I appreciate you guys coming out and sharing with their audience all about East Brunswick bowling and that championship success we have. So thank you, guys. Now we're going to continue our championship day with the boys winter track team, the championship team. Longtime head coach Kevin McEvoy. Kevin, would you introduce these two athletes for us, please?
We brought along two juniors for today's talk, Mr. Noppenberger. We have Donnie Urschel, who is a sprinter, quarter miler, and Alex Malvo, sprinter, hurdler.
Right, and before we talk to you guys, I'd like to personally congratulate both you guys for your individual accomplishments and for your academic accomplishments, and certainly for all the prestige you brought to East Brunswick. We are sportsmanship champions or winners from the red division. That's important to us, and I know it's important to Coach McEvoy, so thank you for that. And Coach Mack, you are the division coach of the year. Congratulations to that. You're the conference coach of the year. And to all our people out there, we need to know that you are going to be honored by Magic 98 as a teacher with magic, and you certainly had magic this year.
A lot of magic this year, a lot of awards. It's great.
Good. Speaking of magic, Coach, you've been here a long time. Compare this team to teams in the past.
Because I've been coaching at East Brunswick High School for 34 years, and this is our first state championship, this dwarfs everything before that. There have been outstanding teams going back as early as 1979. We had a couple of teams in the late 80s. We won the GMC championship in 2005. But with regard to the hardware that you see before us, this is the best team.
Good. Tell us about this trophy right here. This one is?
Well, the difference with winter track is you could acquire two team trophies. This is our state relay for the entire Group 4. And this is our Group 4 individual championship trophy, again, for the Group 4, the tough one.
And now that's the entire state, Coach.
Right.
That's the entire state.
Right.
Group 4's champs.
These are going to have a real nice place in our trophy case in front of the building.
Okay, Alex. you're on the starting line for that hurdle. What is going through your mind? Because he gives you that direction on your mark. And to me, as a spectator, I'm sitting there and I'm saying, will you get on with it already? It seems like an eternity for him to get ready. So what's going through your mind as an athlete?
Well, it's kind of funny because there's a lot of things going through your mind, but at the same time, it's kind of calm because you're on the starting line and you're thinking, oh, I need to get to the first hurdle really fast. I have to get over, don't want to hit. I want to have a good start. But at the same time, as soon as the set goes off, it's just kind of clear and focused, and you're just ready to run, just waiting, really concentrating for the gun to go off. Then you're ready to burst out.
And you don't hear anything else?
No.
Nothing?
No.
I'm always amazed, all the commotion going on, how you guys concentrate so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it surprises me because my mom is always saying, oh, don't you hear me cheering for you during the race? And I'm like, sorry, Mom. I'm just focusing on running. So
Coach Mack was a great hurdler in college. We know that. And I'm sure he's giving you great tips. Is it, as you're going over those hurdles, do you have to concentrate on everything, or is it a reaction?
Well, when you go over, when you're going fast, it's hard to think, but at the same time, you're also trying to perfect your form going over. And there's little bits where if at the first hurdle you realize you weren't fast enough over it, then you can try and perfect your form later on the race.
Right. And just for the people who don't know, your race is how long and how was your best time?
It's a 55-meter hurdles, and the best I did was a 7.71 seconds.
How many hurdles is that?
That's 5 hurdles.
And it's all about timing and steps. Okay, Donnie Urschel, outstanding football player. Congratulations on your season. You were a sprinter. Disprove this fact, and you were part of the relay team. Well, tell us your 2 events that you were.
This year, I ran the 55-meter dash and the 4x400 meters. And I also ran the 400-meter dash individual.
Okay. And I'll ask Coach in a minute to tell us about where you guys finished in the States and all that. But disprove this fact that track is an individual sport, because I understand that you guys scored some points, maybe by placing 4th or 5th, and we won the championship by 1 or 2 points. So disprove that fact that it's an individual team. It's an individual sport, not a team.
Yeah, well, everyone contributes to the team title, but it's important to get that individual point, because that individual point can be the point that wins the meet, which Alex pretty much had in the Group 4 meet with the hurdles.
Right. Now, Alex, was he a favorite for that, or did he come out of nowhere?
We knew he was going to score something, but 5th was surprising.
But you still got to strive for that 5th place, knowing it's a team sport. Coach, tell us about their individual accomplishments, because I'm sure they're shy about what they've done in the conference, the state relays, and whatever.
Well, like Donnie was saying, every point counts, and it was very close in the state meet. So even though Donnie said Alex's points were important, Donnie ran the 55-meter dash and came in 6th, which gave us 1 point. That gives us the 33 points. 1 point over our closest competitor. So that, everything counts. Donnie was 5th in the in the Central Jersey 55-meter dash champion. He also came in 4th in the 400 meters in the state meet and was on our gold medal winning 400-meter relay. So big points out of Donnie. Same thing out of Alex. Right. Alex in the GMC championship came in 4th in the hurdles, came in 4th in Central New Jersey, came in 5th in the entire Group 4 meet, and then at the Meet of Champions, didn't make it to the finals, but was the 12th fastest time.
But he was there.
He was there. And even last night at the Eastern States Championships, Alex makes it to the 55-meter hurdle final, comes in 7th, and Donnie's on our 4th place 4x400-meter relay team, which sets a new school record.
I see you all have a common denominator there on your finger. What is that all about? One of you guys want to tell me what that is?
Well, these are our spring track rings for winning state championships last year. And
so you guys won those as a sophomore.
Yeah.
You won a championship as a junior.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're looking for next year also. We're going to see how much more we can get.
We're not going to get the next year yet. Tell me about the spring. Tell me about your expectations of the spring right now. Because it's going to start Friday, starts practice.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, I mean, as a team, I'm sure our goal is to repeat and win again if possible. And just trying to do the best we could do. I mean, we have excellent coaches, Mr. Mack and Mr. Mandy, as well as Mr. Ty comes and helps out. So I'm just looking forward to doing the best we can, and hopefully, when all's said and done, we can be state champions again.
Good. Don, you got a choice. You can win the conference title, the sectional title, or the Group 4 title as a team. You can only pick one. What are you going to pick? And why?
Probably Group 4 again because it's the most important. And it's like all of New Jersey, so if you win that meet, you're pretty much the best team in New Jersey.
Now, right before you, the bowlers were here, and they felt the conference was more important because it's in their backyard.
Yeah, that's a little important for us too because we haven't won that in a while.
Right.
And
So
we'd like
which
to
is
get
it
Old
now?
Bridge.
Yeah,
Now, do you want
Bridge.
Group 4 or do you want conference? You can get back to it later on that. There's a lot of guys out there, a lot of young kids want to know how you got involved in track. But we're going to ask Coach Mack that because he was close to being on the Olympic team. So years ago when he was running track, tell us how you got involved, Coach, in track. Because as a kid, you probably didn't run.
I think these young men have similar stories.
Okay.
Mine is just I simply got cut from the basketball team. So I said I'm going to show these coaches, and I'm just going to.
Good for you. And then you ran at Seton Hall, you scholarship Seton Hall, you just missed the Olympics, but
My dad ran track in high school, and so did my mom. And my brother was running track, Tom's. So I just decided to follow that and
just
run
figured
track.
I'd try. Now, when you were in elementary school, did you win all those races at the elementary school?
Well, we didn't have any races, but out on the playground we raced a little bit.
You were the fastest.
Yeah.
You were the jet.
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah. Same thing with me. My brother Gabe, he ran track a few years ago, so since in the playground we would run, and I always thought I was kind of fast, so I figured, hey, it's going to be fun, and my dad always encouraged me to just try things, so I was like, okay.
But why hurdles? To me, is like you got to be skilled, you got to be strong, you got to be fast. See, all he's got to do is run fast. You got to jump over things.
Yeah. Well, I know the hurdles, it's kind of an interesting story because my freshman year, we're at a freshman-sophomore meet, invitational, and I just asked the coach if I could try to do the hurdles, and he said, okay, might as well, and then I ended up winning that race, and from then on, it was just constantly getting better.
What advice, because we're always looking to promote, what advice would you give young kids out there about getting involved in track?
Well, they shouldn't be afraid to try and just make sure that whatever they do, they try their hardest and just follow the programs that the coaches provide and always make sure that they just give their best effort.
Donnie?
Yeah, same thing. And make sure you get in that weight room as a track runner. You need to get in the weight room as a runner.
Well, even that miler that's like 120 pounds.
It always helps.
Yeah.
Good. Coach Mack, you've had the opportunity to coach championship girls and guys. Do you see a difference in your coaching? Do you handle them differently, or are they the same when it was coaching? Coaching
is coaching. So whether it's like back in the day when you're doing basketball or whether it's football, you're working with the young people of our community, boys, girls. It's just molding. It's as you heard, it's teaching sportsmanship. And they're going to take a lot of these lessons with them when they finish their careers here at East Brunswick High School.
Now, you two guys are on that path, maybe scholarship, or certainly is going to. Tell me about your academics. Your GPA is?
It's about a 4.0. So
4.0.
3.8,
which is close. So if you multiplied mine twice, I'd come up to you guys. So the athletics, how do you balance that academic schedule and the athletics? Because you're both, 3 sports. How do you balance that?
Well, it's tough, but the athletics provide. It's almost it helps you because there's only a certain number of hours in the day. So when athletics take up a certain amount, then the rest of it, you realize even if you have to sacrifice, hanging out with your friends, that the academics is just as important. So you have to just dedicate the time to doing both.
Donnie?
Yeah, same thing. You're with your friends most of the time during sports, so
Give me your
neither.
typical day.
So you get up and you go to school.
No, I don't know. Give me the times. Give me the times.
All right. So I get up at like 6 and get ready for school. Go to school at 7, and then after school at 2:30, we start track practice, and then around like 4 o'clock we go in the weight room and lift till 5. And I get home at like 5:30 and start my homework. That takes me a couple hours.
And then you do dishes and things. Don't you guys do dishes and stuff?
Yeah,
Good.
sometimes.
Some chores.
Good, good. Well, if anyone needs a role model out there, these are 2 young men that you want to follow. And the young coaches, if you want to have role model, there's Coach McEvoy. I want to thank you guys personally for
Thank
all
you.
your what you've done for East Brunswick. How you've taken us to the next level in track, and that when you win with class. And I know, Coach, you always emulate that sportsmanship. I appreciate that. I know the administration appreciates that. I hope you guys are able to achieve your goals next year. You're going to be seniors, and I'm sure you're looking for colleges. Real quick, anyone on the radar? Colleges?
I'm looking for Villanova.
Villanova?
It's kind of open, but maybe Georgetown, Duke.
Whoa, very good. Well, again, I thank you guys. I appreciate everything you've done for us. Good luck this spring. Coach, good luck this spring, and thank you for joining us.